Guys, what's up? We're freaking pumped today. Episode number 15. We depart for Boston tomorrow. We've been talking about it a lot.
Tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir.
Early. I'm so excited.
UFC 290. UFC 292. Sean O'Malley versus Aljamain Sterling. You want to give a little prediction for the people?
I think Sean's going to go out there, spark him early. You know what I'm saying? Quick 1-2 McGregor. Put him down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want Sean to win, truthfully. I think Aljamain is definitely the more sound ground game in a very, very dangerous person.
Yeah.
I just love how unpredictable Sean can be. I think he can go out there, spark him quick, and go party wherever he's ready to
Yeah.
go.
I guess Boston shuts down so early.
Yeah, around 2 o'clock they shut down.
Yeah.
So
But
might not be a big after party, but who knows?
it's going to be a big party. If he KOs him, bro, we're going crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
But yeah, we had a couple guys ask us. It's just don't trust us on this fight. I'm biased as hell.
Yeah, me
O'Malley's
too.
probably my favorite fighter. But I think this is a wild prediction, but spinning body kick. I think
Ooh.
Aljamain's gonna be trying to catch those body kicks to take him down, which isn't a bad idea. But I think one of them's he's gonna try to catch it, and he's gonna get through and put him down.
You know what else I could see possibly happening? Aljamain going for a shot right out in the open.
Uh-huh.
Try to grab a leg and just get kneed.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be body or face, but I could see that doing significant damage.
Yeah.
I just think Sean's going to be such a tough person to actually get to the ground.
Uh-huh.
If he gets him up against the cage, like he did Cejudo, possible takedown. But I think, out in the open, Sean's jiu-jitsu is definitely on point. And also, all he's been doing is training wrestling.
Yeah.
All he's got to do is stand up. And I
Yeah.
think if it stays on the feet, O'Malley's going to win.
Yep, I agree with that. Each round starting on their feet. And I also feel that this fight, people are really thinking that there's going to be a finish. Somebody's going to finish somebody. I could see this one being a war. I
Yeah.
could see this one being a war because, yeah, Sean O'Malley does have that punching power, but Aljamain Sterling's the champ. Man, he's in the talks of the greatest bantamweight of all time. It could be a war. He could crack him. Aljamain survives. He takes him down. I don't think it's just Aljamain takes him down. Sean O'Malley punches him out. That's what both of them are saying, but it is the striker versus grappler matchup. But I see a war between these guys.
Oh, yeah,
I
it's
see
gonna
at
be a
least a
great
few round
fight.
war. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. There is another championship fight. Zhang Wei Li versus Amanda Lemos. Both these top girls. That's going to be a cool fight to watch. And then we'll talk about one more fight. We talked about this a lot already, but Ian Gary versus Neil Magny. I think that's one of the cooler fights on the card.
I thought one of them pulled out, right?
Yeah, Jeff Neal pulled out against Ian Gary and replaced with Neil Magny.
So, okay, that's where I got messed up.
Yeah, he's got a Neil. But, yeah, Ian Gary is an up-and-comer out of Ireland, following in the footsteps of the one and only Conor McGregor, who we hope to see in Boston, potentially, the Irish takeover. But I got Ian Gary getting the job done. KO, but Neil Magny is a tough vet.
Yeah, it's been in there for a while.
Yeah. Some more fights this weekend. I thought it was pretty interesting. Bryce Hall took on bare knuckle boxing, which, man, if I'm an influencer or one of them guys, the last combat sport I would want to do is bare knuckle boxing.
That is pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I will give
bro.
it to him. For a TikToker to go in there and have the balls and he fought like a legit fighter too.
Uh-huh.
That was the craziest thing to me. Like he didn't
3-0,
go in.
bare knuckle the guy was.
Yeah, like he was legit fighter.
Uh-huh. And when I told you that, you were like, nah, no way. That kid did it. And I was like, yeah, like before I even watched the fight, I was like, bro, he was in shape. He was in shape going into that bout. And, the fight wasn't all that exciting, but for him to get the job done, yeah, that's super impressive. Bo Nickal, Anthony Cassar, they've been riling up the internet recently. It was actually Brian Callen, who is I think he's a reporter or for ESPN or a big UFC guy. He said there's no shot that these two could take out a chimpanzee, but they seem to think.
How big is a chimp?
So Bo said one-on-one an 80-pound chimp he could take out.
Yeah, I think so. I don't see why he couldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously the chimps are just crazy, but like 80 pounds to one of the best wrestlers ever. I mean, I don't see how he couldn't. Hypothetically takes his back, chokes him out.
That's what I was thinking.
Put it down. I
Uh-huh.
mean, it's possible.
Yeah, and they said they could take out a big one. They said together they could take out a big one.
Okay, yeah. Well, Kassar himself's a big ass monkey. So
Oh yeah.
I mean,
And there was a video a while ago of them playing with that the little chimp.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Hell, you wanted a little monkey for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, there was a time in my life where I almost got a monkey.
Yeah.
I wanted the monkey so bad. If you want to look it up, it's called a capuchin monkey. They're like $5 to $10 grand. I had my
Capuchin
mom
monkey.
like all set up,
Oh god.
all ready to go. We were talking about where the habitat we'd make. We had people come out and like look at the land because in PA you can't have like exotic animals. You have to get a permit. So it's like a full process you have to go through, to where like you have to like set up like a habitat, like show you're able to take care of it, and that it has proper like
Yeah.
room to live and have fun. And we were ready to pull the trigger on that. At least I was. And then my mom faced me with the ultimatum, the worst ultimatum you could possibly have. Do you get a car or the monkey? And it's like,
Oh, God.
And you're like 16 years old, and you're like, you know, how do I want to spend my $5 grand? And then I ended up with a pit bull. So
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't get a monkey. Just knowing you from that.
it was a tough decision.
Yeah.
Very tough decision.
But what do you think the largest animal you could take out would be? A gorilla?
I mean, 80-pound chimp, maybe a little smaller.
I feel like those things would just be vicious, bro. Like they have to get attacked.
I'll be
or, like,
vicious.
fight. Well, yeah, but like
I'll bite one ear.
you don't
off,
live
you
in
know
the
what I'm saying?
wild.
I don't care. You see me go, it's a life or death match to them. I'll treat it the same.
That's true.
I'll go hard as shit against that monkey.
That's true.
Old man Nauman hard.
Yo, should we just get right into some of the wrestling stories with that?
Yeah, let's
Let's talk about Old Man Nauman first, bro. How old was he, bro?
He was 50 something.
50 something, like 57, 58.
Yeah, like I think we actually might have been there for like his 60th birthday.
Yeah. So this was an old fucker, and not only was he didn't care. He was probably one of the just toughest dudes. Like,
Yeah.
so how can I? This is how I would describe Old Man Nauman to you guys. So Old Man Nauman was just like, think about an old boxing coach you see in a movie. He's just tough as nails.
Oh yes.
And as soon as you walk in that door, he'll look at you and just go, "What's up, pussy? I'm gonna fuck you up tonight." And that's just how he greeted you. And then we were in a room with state level PA top wrestlers around, and this man would go toe to toe with them, no matter the size. I know you had
he'd
some
wrestle.
wars.
Yeah, he'd wrestle with like tough ass kids, like legit.
Yeah.
Even some of these kids are bigger than him. Like he would just straight grown man strength them.
Oh yeah.
And his whole wrestling style was just like the old school wrestling of just being like mean and like
Oh yeah.
tough. You know what I'm saying? No mercy type
Oh yeah.
stuff.
No mercy, bro. One of the funniest things is when you and him would wrestle, bro. It would be an all-out like war.
Oh yeah. Everything I had times 10. I'd go so hard. I went harder against Old Man than I did 95% of my opponents.
Oh yeah.
And I don't even know why. It just brought it out of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he just talks so much shit.
Yeah.
He would talk so much shit. Like before the practice even starts, oh, what's up, pussy? You fucking bitch. Yada. Like,
Yeah.
like this is my coach, you know. And he's like, oh yeah, you ready to roll tonight and beating your ass, like, and dude, the whole time's in your head like, oh, dude, I'm about to smoke this old man.
Yeah.
And then you just you could never like soundly beat him. He was just so tough and like, he was a mean
Yeah.
dog.
Oh yeah.
He's a dog.
They were some of my favorite times. Is the Nauman nights. We just all gather in a car,
Yes.
drive up there hot as hell in that room, and just go to war. They were some of the most fun times.
I missed those practices truly. Like
Honestly.
it was a lot of fun, and I threw up a handful of times. I mean, they are hard
Oh yeah.
practices. Like they are no joke.
Oh yeah.
You're going live for like 45 minutes. You know, Shark Tank style. Or shark bait, and it was brutal.
Yeah.
But so much fun. So much fun.
The funniest was when Nauman would run practice and just like show like an arm bar and just be like, "You gotta be mean." That was the whole way to finish the arm bar.
Yeah, you got to be as physically aggressive and hurt him if you can.
I mean, he bred some killers. I think his
Yeah.
son was a state champ.
Mhm.
I don't know how his other sons did. Probably very well. Still coaches to this day.
Yeah.
But I feel like we probably have a handful of listeners who have listened to every podcast or have stayed tuned in. So wrestling was a huge part of our journey. So I feel like we should just tell them some more old wrestling stories. And we talk about weight loss and cutting weight, man. How hard was that as a kid? The Wilson days, the high school days, 10 pounds over, days before matches, man. That was rough.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of reasons why it was tough. I mean, obviously when we started, like Wilson, for example, we had no idea what we were doing, and we just wouldn't eat.
No idea.
Like, I remember, like, I'd literally eat, like, a cheese stick, some peanut butter, and, and, like, a salad, you know? And, like, I had, like, 400 calories a day.
Oh, yeah.
Like, at the very beginning, like, not knowing anything about weight cutting, not knowing anything about weight loss.
Yeah.
And that was really tough, for sure.
So, basically, in our middle school days, we had this tournament called Wilson at the end of the year, and this was like the giant wrestling tournament. Some of you guys listening might remember this or know about this. And that was the tournament. You cut the weight. 7th and 8th grade, 7th and 8th grade, we're cutting the weight to wrestle for this end of the year tournament. It's the big hurrah. And I just remember all I could think maybe a month before was about my next meal, food. And I would like literally have like pictures, videos on my camera roll of the food I wanted, bro.
Dude, do you remember we had that digital class?
Oh no,
computer class. And every day we'd sit next to each other and just talk about food.
Yes.
Because we didn't eat, so we just talked about food and what we were gonna eat.
Yes.
It was bad.
And then so our coach decided it would be a great idea to bring sugar cookies for after the weigh-ins, and he works at a farmer's market. They are the best sugar cookies you ever have. So
shout out Whitecomb.
Yeah, shout out Whitecomb. I decided to eat like 5 before my first match. Holy hell. I also could have been when you spiked me on my head.
Yeah.
5 sugar cookies. Ivan spikes me on my head. They go out there, I win a couple matches. I think I finished 3rd that year.
Yeah, you
actually too bad.
You did pretty good.
I remember how I pinned the kid. My first match, and that was my only way to victory. That was I only had T-minus about 5 minutes before I was yakking. I remember that distinctly. Like, everybody's congratulating me coming off the mat, and my stomach just hurts so bad.
Yeah, because when you're young, at least when I was young, I'd be able to eat. And, like, it wouldn't be as bad.
It was stupid, bro.
To where, later in the high school years, I definitely couldn't push it as hard as I did, especially that Wilson time.
Yeah.
I can't believe I freaking did that.
That had to have messed us up.
Yeah, those weight cuts that early.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. I think that's a big thing we should talk about is, like, just cutting weight. Not doing it too early.
For sure.
At least, like, I wouldn't want my kid cutting weight until he's well into his high school years, you know what I'm saying, maybe like 10th grade. Because truthfully, in wrestling, especially at those younger ages, you don't really need to cut.
Yeah,
if you're good enough,
sure.
you can at least get yourself in the state tournament, not cutting weight.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be like a total exception like Levi Haynes and not cut weight ever. Like I was talking to him, and he went to the World Trials. We actually went to Worlds.
Yeah.
He wrestled out of the country, went to Worlds, and wrestled his weight class. He weighed 165 right then. And I think I was talking to him, he weighed 162 naturally or something like that.
Yeah.
And he went and wrestled, didn't cut weight at all. And, like, to me, like, that really blew my mind because I spent, like, 8th grade all the way up cutting, tons of weight for no reason. So I think there's no point in cutting weight until you really get to those really competitive years where, like, you know if you want to go to college for it or because like honestly what's the point if in cutting all that weight and trying to get that glorious next step if you're not going to go wrestle in college.
I agree with
or
that.
like or keep it going, you know what I mean? And obviously if you're going to like a big tournament like Fargo, you're going to have to cut weight, that's just kind of the name of the beast. But
I also believe in cutting weight, it builds a lot of character, it teaches you a lot. There's nothing worse than when your only thought is about what your next meal is going to be. And I think a lot of people need to experience that. And it's hard. It is hard. You question everything. Should I just say, screw it? Nah, I'm going to eat right now. I'm going to say, screw the weight cut. But if you're on a good, solid team, you can't. You can't because then your spot's gone or you're letting down your team by not making weight. So it holds you accountable. I think it's a great thing for everybody to do.
And most people doesn't even know like what it means to be hungry.
Yeah.
Like they'll get cravings and be like
Uh-huh.
a little bit like but not like they've never been starving before.
Yeah, no.
Like truthfully starving, like that changes you like in so many different ways. And I think it for the better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone that you drop those last drops of water to get on weight, and you had to struggle your ass off for the last week to get down to weight. Like,
Yeah.
that feeling is just unmatched, and it's so tough, especially when you're cutting a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Like, and you're really doing it like kind of like what these UFC fighters are doing,
Uh-huh.
dropping 25 pounds. Like, that's tough.
Yeah.
Really tough, especially when you're our size. You know, like
it's insane.
I was cutting 25 pounds and I only weighed like, what, 140 something.
Yeah.
So, like, I already didn't have a whole lot of weight to lose in the first place.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I really feel like I'd be a lot bigger.
Mm.
I'd be a lot bigger if I never cut that weight. But whatever. I think it taught me a lot. I think it's why I am how I am with diet and nutrition nowadays, and like learning about people with eating disorders, because wrestling definitely imitates eating disorders, and I think it's a thing that's not spoken enough about.
Oh, dude, I had a full-blown eating disorder.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, easily. And, like, I think a lot of people that cut a lot of weight, you'll see them, like, balloon up after season. I mean, we know a couple people. Me, personally, from my wrestling weight to me after season, I was at least 30, 35 pounds heavy.
Yeah.
I was fat within, like, a month.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I
You were
started
fat
having
within
chubby
3
cheeks.
days, bro.
Yes, dude, I had the chubby cheeks. Like, I'd eat and eat and
Yeah.
eat. Like, and it was a genuine problem. Like, I actually had to, like, sit down and talk to myself. Like, dude, this isn't normal. To, like, get back to a normal weight, because, like, after season, when you're allowed to eat,
Yeah, for sure.
I ate.
Yeah.
I ate a lot.
Yeah, man. The wrestling days, I don't miss them, but it was a great experience. Learned a lot, but just like doing jiu-jitsu now, it's way more chill. We don't gotta lose any weight. We can eat whatever we want.
I know.
That feels so good. We're about to eat hella lobster rolls in Boston. I'm so pumped for that.
It's nice to train too without like,
yes.
because like even when I was training, like the thought in the back of your mind, like knowing like, oh, I could train better, like if I had more food in me, or like when you're getting tired early in practice, even if you should be tired, you have that thought in your head. It's like, oh, because I'm hungry. You know, like even if it wasn't because of hunger, you think it's because of hunger, and it's something that never leaves your mind. You're always in a flight, like a state of fight or flight, and you're always like stressed out. You're always hungry. Like your body,
slightly pissed off.
Yeah, agitated, dude. I used to get so pissed at everything, like hangry all the time. Like it was just like a state of like hyper stress, like when you're truly starving, and I definitely can't say I miss it.
Yeah,
but
we should have our moms on and talk about. So I remember freaking out on my mom, like literally, like one time she put salt on my food, bro, and it was like the day before, like I had to cut that water, and I like freaked, bro.
Oh yeah, you couldn't have
just
the
about
salt, the sodium. Yeah.
Yes, and it was way out of hand, bro. The salt, I would have been fine, bro, and I was tweaking. It was salt on a piece of fish and broccoli, bro. I think I would have been perfectly fine. But yeah, I know I freaked out and was an asshole to, like, I didn't talk to people during wrestling season, you know?
I couldn't.
Yeah, it was just, you had no desire to. You didn't want to do anything other than practice, go lay in your bed.
I could barely get a boner during wrestling season, bro. My life was wrestling only because I couldn't do much else. I was freaking down bad.
It was an experience for sure. That's why I think holding off till 10th, 11th, 12th grade for kids who want to cut weight in wrestling is so important, man. Develop those skills and then learn about a healthy diet. Learn how to lose some weight.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you're lean and fit, that's where you should be at, you know? And if you want to bulk up out of season, carry a few extra pounds, gain some muscle, and then cut that off for season, I think that's a great idea. But not till you're at least in high school.
Yeah, well, the biggest thing, like, even if you did do it earlier, like, having someone that at least knows what they're doing. Because, like, if you think about where we started to where we ended, we had no one helping us.
Oh, never.
Like, we had no idea how to, like, work our bodies, or, like, we didn't know anything about our bodies. Because the way you ended up learning how to cut weight and the way I learned how to cut weight, they ended up being two different things.
Yeah.
Because your body's different than my body.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like we both had to learn and grow so much through, like, food and how we maintained our routine and like when salt was allowed, or when I had to, for me personally, I needed more potassium to lose the weight, and that's why like my senior year I was talking about bananas so much.
Yeah.
Because it helped me actually sweat more.
Yeah.
And like just understanding your body, like if you had someone to do that for you, honestly, like you could do it at a younger age, but I'd still say wait, But like our problem was freaking Wilson, our 8th grade year, we didn't know anything, so like we started from the bottom and had to work our way up.
Yeah, I know so many people who burnt themselves out doing that, and but yeah, a little bit about wrestling for you guys. So let's talk a little bit about just podcasting, man. We're sitting here. It seems, I don't know what it seems like, but it's definitely not easy to do. It definitely is a skill that we have to develop, man. And I don't know if you guys watch Joe Rogan, but now when I'm watching, I'm like analyzing how he does it, and it is so impressive. Like you mentioned to me how he can bring on some scientist that nobody knows and make the conversation interesting. Like that is such a skill, and I think it's just awesome. 1, Joe's awesome. 2, he is the best in the game of podcasting. Like nobody is even near.
Well, yeah, he's not where he's at like by accident.
Oh no.
But it's just how he like structures his question. He's probably met so many people in his life, like doing comedy and meeting people, to where he's able to just flow with anyone. Like he can almost turn into like a chameleon of sorts, to like where he can still be himself, but he can accentuate different parts of like his personality per person. So like he'll ask questions in a certain way, and he's like not afraid to like laugh at anything, and he can make it like fun and enjoyable even if you're talking to someone who's like completely monotone the whole time.
Yeah.
It is that I think I try and take notes too, because like podcasting, especially getting different people on, it's hard.
Yeah, for sure. I think recently see if you can pull up the Joey Diaz video, but if you don't have your phone, it's cool. We'll pull it up. But recently, had Sean Strickland on, and man, that was a funny episode. I don't know if you saw any of it.
I don't know. I saw a clip. Sean seems like a crazy person.
He's crazy, bro. Talking about like every couple sentences, saying like it would be cool to kill someone. It's like, bro, what?
Yeah. Don't let that guy get the championship.
Wow. That's one guy Bradley Martin cannot call out, or it's on sight. Like,
yeah. Did you see the part where he was like how he got into that bar fight, and like he had a shotgun to a guy's head? Did you see that? Oh god,
no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was like something.
I gotta watch that back.
Yeah, it was like something along the lines. I saw it like on a clip on a YouTube reel, and he was like, he said he got like smart to some girl, and I guess her boyfriend owned the bar.
Okay.
And they were telling me he had to pay for something, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not paying." And then she walked upstairs and came back down and she was like, "Well, my boyfriend said that you need to pay." And he said this to her, and like this is shit only Sean Strickland would say. But he said if he wants his money, tell him to come down and suck my dick so he can earn his money.
Oh Lord.
And the guy comes down with a shotgun.
Yeah.
And points it at Sean, and he was like,
"No shit, yo."
Yeah, and he was sitting there like bleeding for his life with his hands up, and he like smacked the barrel out from it and like took the gun and had it to his head.
God.
And then I guess the girlfriend like jumped on him and was like pleading. It was like a whole thing, and it's just like, dude, why is this guy allowed to be on TV?
Bro, imagine him as UFC champ.
Oh, dude.
He's got a shot.
I hope not really.
He's contesting for the title.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know if he has like an actual chance of beating Izzy though.
Yeah, but I also don't like how people are going about looking at this. It's like they almost like they don't want him to fight Izzy. Well, who do you want Izzy to fight? One, Sean Strickland. It's going to be an interesting lead up. It's going to be funny. We know that. We're going to be tuned in to watch it.
That is true.
I'm happy this is happening. I love Sean Strickland, man.
Yeah, I'm not against it.
Anytime, anywhere, say whatever. He's the definition of America.
I wouldn't go that far. He definitely is an American.
Okay.
But
I never said I like him, but well, maybe I did. I think I said I love Sean Strickland there.
He's just he's fun to watch, I will admit. He says the most crazy shit you've ever heard.
Yeah, he's very interesting, dude. I think the lead up to him versus he's gonna be pretty cool to watch. And the memes, funny. Man. He's got like 5 Instagram accounts deleted already. Like, what are they gonna tell him before the press conference? Like, yo, just say a couple words, like, be kind.
They'll probably just give him a script. What
up, motherfuckers?
I'd put him on a script, say, hey, this is what you're allowed to say.
I'd be like, Sean Strickland, if you say no curse words, I will give you 50 G's. Like, that has to be what Dana says to him.
A lot of money. I don't know if there's enough money to pay him to not act like Sean Strickland. I don't think he could do it.
No,
For
he
any
couldn't.
sort of money.
He couldn't. I don't know. I think we need to do a podcast where we try to. I think that would be a good idea.
Where we don't curse.
Yeah,
I
you're
feel
pretty
like
good about it.
Yeah, I feel like
I kind of let it
might
go.
have one.
But in some, yeah, I feel like I'm about to start bleeping them.
No matter.
But Joey Diaz, I was talking to some of the boys the other day. I don't know. We were talking about Joe Rogan and podcasting. They were like, "Do you guys know Joey Diaz?" And it's like, "Do I know Joey Diaz?" I know the funniest. I don't actually really know Joey Diaz, but the fart story, bro. We'll roll the clip for you guys right now.
Yeah, we'll just drop the clip in there.
At one time, my freshman year, I didn't take a shit for a week and a half. I was addicted to steakums and American cheese. I played freshman ball, and we were playing Patterson Eastside. We went there to play the Christmas tournament, and I hadn't taken a shit for like 10 days. I was backed up something. I took acid, something fucked my stomach up, and I didn't tell nobody. In those days, I was really scared of doctors, and I wouldn't say shit to nobody. And on the way home, we got on the bus, and while we were waiting there, my stomach started hurting. And I said, Jesus Christ, I don't know if I'm going to shit myself or fart, but let me just take a chance.
Good move.
And I blew this fart, Joe Rogan. That was so bad. Right? We were on a bus, and people started running, the school buses? People started running to the windows, right? To swing down the bus windows. But here's what gets better. I farted again. And the teachers were going, oh my God, he's changing flavors. But the worst thing was, the cheerleaders were crying. That's how bad it smelled. They were sitting in front of the bus going,
Yeah, it's absolutely hilarious. But you've watched most of the Joey Diaz podcast.
I've watched. There's like 5 of them.
Who is what's Joey Diaz do and how did he get to where he is? If you know,
He's a comic.
Okay.
He met Joe Rogan at the Comedy Store. Honestly, a lot of Joe Rogan's contacts he's met at the Comedy Store, or doing comedy, and I mean, he's just a crazy person, But
Yeah.
according to Joe, he's like he has the best heart. But yeah, he'll tell you I would just say go watch the podcast.
Yeah.
Because you got the craziest cocaine stories. You got the craziest comedy stories. The fart story we just played. He's just got like the best stories, and it's just the most out of pocket funny stuff that you'll ever hear.
Yeah.
He's super super funny.
I should I don't know. I should know the guy's name, but I was listening to some of Joe Rogan talk to I can't remember his name right now, but he was talking about the aliens, and wow, Joe Rogan, bro, to lead a conversation like that, he is the perfect guy. He's sitting there like his eyes right, like, wow, you really believe that? And he's like, yeah, like, all right, you might have got me on that one. And like he's just his ability to lead those conversations is incredible.
Yeah.
And
I think the reason why that is, though, is like he has his point of views and he has his own beliefs, but he also isn't arrogant enough to sit and say like, oh, that's the only way that's possible and allowed. Like a lot of people can't like sit and think like outside of their point of view. Like they can't understand other people, and he's not arrogant enough to say like, oh, that's my only point of view. You know what I'm saying? He'll hear something new and actually come into it open minded, like, oh, really? And that's one of his like super super good traits, which is neat.
Okay, I can't find it for y'all, but yeah, it's also interesting once you like start analyzing podcasts and listening to them, how different people are like lead different conversations, and it's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think definitely something we need to still work on. It's hard to make it like a conversation, you know what I mean? It's just not the same, and we're always sitting in the car like, yo, this would have been a banger episode.
I know.
And
cause we get into these awesome like deep conversations all the time. It's definitely tough to like replicate behind the camera.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're definitely working on it.
For sure.
What is this, episode 15?
Yeah.
So it's like we're getting there. But I say by the time we get to episode 100, we'll be very far ahead of where we're at now.
Oh yeah, this is the long run, this is a marathon, not a sprint, for sure. And also I'm having more fun like realizing like, okay, it doesn't need to be an interview. Like I'm pumped for our next guest to come on.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably going to be a professional boxer or a black belt in jiu-jitsu, one of the two. We're going to have them on. Both are going to be awesome guys. I think it's going to be a great conversation.
Yeah.
I'll probably just steal Bradley Martin and be like, could you beat me in a street fight? We'll see. But yeah, I didn't realize that guy, Josh, we're going to have him on. Joswave.
Mm-hmm.
So Joswave Alfaro or something is the actual name. He's a professional boxer
Yeah, why
fighting
do they
out of
call
York
him
right now.
Josh?
He just tells people in America that's what his name is.
Because I heard his coach call him Josue. And then,
Yeah. Josue.
Josue.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to remember that.
That's what he told me when I asked him. And then I like was going to repeat it, and I just was like, I don't know what the fuck he said. I don't know if he said Jose. I don't know what he said. I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna be like this guy. When we were doing the punch video,
Yeah,
I asked him what his name was, and then he said Josue, but I didn't quite get it then. But he's got 8,000 Instagram followers, 5-0 pro boxer, bro. He's legit. He's getting like hundreds of comments on each of his posts too, so he'll be cool to have on. We're going to his fight September 7th, which will be awesome.
Exactly. Hopefully we can get some like documentary material for it.
Yeah, 100%.
Because that's a video we're gonna work on, is trying to like show like him in camp, and then I guess it's kind of like revealing stuff, but oh well, I don't really care.
It won't
like,
be too much.
Yeah, but like hopefully like in an ideal situation, we'd be able to like get his training, because he trains at our gym.
Yep.
And then get him before the fight in the back, wrapping his hands. Just like what that environment's like. Obviously, him walking out, him fighting, beating that kid's ass.
Yeah.
And then post-fight interview.
Yeah.
Him on cloud 9 after he beats that kid's ass, knocks him out.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
And I feel like that would be like a really, really cool video.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we both love like everything about combat. I think that's gonna be awesome. Just because I got some video of him working in the gym and just talking to him about recovery, like ice baths and breathing methods the other day. That was pretty cool. He's definitely like all in and definitely wants it. You can tell.
Yeah.
And he's just a cool guy. Like he's just chill, killer at the same time.
That's what I feel like. I just love the combat community.
Yeah.
Because they're all freaking badass people.
Yep.
They're all killers, but they're all like just like the most down to earth, cool people.
For sure.
When you meet them, and like
most of them.
Yeah, I guess the word "all" isn't fair.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the people we've met, a large majority of them, like they're just all cool people, and like I enjoy being around that community.
Well, like when I talk to my friends who have never like done any combat sports, like you go and you fight someone at the gym, do jujitsu, do boxing. You leave there and you're like, bro, dude, I don't want to fight anyone right now. Like, I don't want to do that shit again. I don't even care if you kicked everybody's ass in the gym. You're tired. You're like, nah. And you probably didn't. It's rare that you're going to beat everybody in the gym. And if you do, you need to find a new gym.
Yeah, I agree.
But Jake Paul and Logan getting into some beef.
I think that's just bound to happen with the nature of the business.
Yeah, I just hate to see that, man. I just feel like brothers, blood or not, it's just not. That just didn't seem right to me. It all felt off. None of it. I don't care if they're trying to build, like, you'd think they have enough money right now. They don't need to fight each other.
No, that's not the goal. Like I this is how I see it. And like I like Jake as a person. I thought the tape pod with him, Aiden, and Jake was super interesting. So they definitely give you like an inside glimpse. But no, like the whole fight about Logan playing both sides, he totally does. Like, how are you gonna be, business partners with your brothers? Like with your brother's enemy, essentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like someone that your brother doesn't like anyone you don't like, I don't like.
Yeah.
And we're not even blood brothers.
Yeah.
I would expect the same from someone that, like, if you had a genuine problem with someone, you wouldn't associate. Like, if I had a genuine problem with someone, you wouldn't associate yourself with them. And same thing. And the Tate kind of talked about it, because that's how him and Tristan are. It's like, if you have a genuine problem with someone, then you have a problem with my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's actually been people in your life you have a genuine problem with that I don't like. And literally, they didn't do anything to me. They just, he ain't cool with you, he ain't cool with me. It's just how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Logan, like Jake said, is playing both sides. For money. I think Logan will say anything to stay relevant.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really care if that gets into his brother's way or not. And Jake just straight called him out. It was like, dude, like, you're not being a good brother, essentially. So I don't think the beef is like for any sort of clout or anything. I think it's just genuine, like Logan being a shitty brother.
Okay, that's an interesting way to look at it. I didn't really watch too much. It's just been talks. I've seen clips, obviously, and stuff, but I didn't, like, did they need to address that on the podcast, like, in front of thousands of people, and it came up? Yeah, I see that. I understand how it happened now that you're explaining it. And was it mainly Logan just?
Well, this is what happened.
Or was it mainly Jake, like, confronting Logan, and Logan just, like, it seemed like he pushed back, like, saying things that weren't needed to be said rather than just, yeah, you're right, I could probably change.
Well, this is what happened. So, like, Logan was bringing up the fact that he couldn't bring his prime bottle into the arena Jake was fighting in.
Oh, okay.
So that's where the conversation started. So Logan was like, "Oh, like, your place wasn't allowing me to, to market prime, yada yada yada," and Jake was like, "What does it matter? Like, you're there to watch me fight. Like, just watch me fight.
Yeah.
Screw your company for a second.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're here to support your brother.
Yeah.
Like, what does it matter at the end of the day?" And then Logan was like, "I'm just trying to build my company, man. Like, whatever." And he's like, "Well, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter."
Yeah.
And then that's where it came from, because it was like, again, just fucking Logan being a shitty brother.
Yeah, I could have. I mean, I could have told you there was going to be tension.
Yeah.
First, it was my thought of why, because I don't know their whole story. I don't tune into it too much other than when they're fighting. It's like, why does Jake not rep Prime? Like, because I feel like if you had a energy drink or brand like that, I'd be repping it. It's like his brother's a fighter. It's perfect branding for him. And then you look back and you see the KSI and Jake and even KSI and Logan beef, and it's like, bro, what the heck? Like, and then at the same time, though, it's like, was any of that actually genuine? It seems like you think it was.
I think so.
But
because, like, this is how I see it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say N, and I'm talking about.
Okay.
The person you don't like, N.
And
it's imagine you had a problem with N, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I magically became friends with him, started a company with him. How would you feel? You're Jake in the situation.
It took me a while to figure out who you were talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And you would be pissed, right? And that's where the whole thing starts from. And you just kind of see it go over and over. That's why he doesn't rep it, because he's in business with N. You know what I mean? Like, no, obviously he's not gonna rep it. And plus, he has a deal with Celsius anyway.
Yeah, no, and I don't know. It all felt wrong to me to do that on social. I mean, their whole life's filmed, so it was gonna come out sooner or later. But that just felt wrong. All right, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. We're heading to Boston tomorrow. It's gonna be a great time. Hit the socials down below. Follow me on everything. Click our link. Buy something from the store. It helps the podcast. We're getting close to being able to get a camera for you guys. But
we're close.
Peace out.
Peace.